Most people think time is like a river that flows swift and sure in one direction. But I have seen the face of time, and I can tell you, they are wrong. Time is an ocean in a storm. You may wonder who I am and why I say this. Sit down, and I will tell you a tale like none that you have ever heard. Know first that I am the son of Shahraman, a mighty king of Persia. On our way to Azad with a small company of men, we passed through India, where the promise of honor and glory tempted my father into a grievous error.
Now, my son.
Your Majesty, I trust you'll remember your promise. The Maharaja's treasure vaults lie within.
See how he fights. Like a warrior, son.
Do you think I felt regret as I gazed upon the destruction we had wrought? Or at least humility at the speed with which a world can be transformed from a good world into a hell? If you think so, you are mistaken. For in that moment I thought of one thing only. The honor and glory I would bring my father by fighting like a warrior in my first battle.
To prove himself to his father, King Shahraman of Persia, the prince fought with the heart of a warrior.
Many men that day sought to win honor and glory on the battlefield, that their king might say to them, as Khosrow said to Rustam, "You are the noblest of my warriors." From the moment my sword tasted blood, I knew this would not be my way. I would win my father's praise not by killing, but by being the first to find the Maharaja's treasure vault and the wonders within.
He raced through the chaos of the siege, determined to be the first to reach the Maharaja's treasure vault. Scaling walls and leaping across crumbling floors, he carved a path through the Indian soldiers standing in his way.
And there it lay, just out of reach, the dagger of time. There was a treasure I could carry with pride as a trophy of our victory. If I could only get there.
Deep in the far side of the vault, a glowing artifact caught the prince's eye, a mysterious, beautiful dagger he could show his father. The prince dodged deadly traps, leaped between high walls, and reached the upper ledge where the dagger rested.
Sand. I had what I came for. It was time to get out. Now.
Oh.
Father, I have brought us honor and glory.
Your Majesty, You promised me my choice of the Maharaja's treasures. That dagger.
Surely you won't deny the lad a souvenir of his first battle. You may have your choice of all the Maharaja's other treasures. Except that hourglass. That will make a fine gift for the Sultan of Azad when we pass through his city. And some exotic animals for his menagerie. And a few dozen slave girls. Yes, that should be enough. I want no animals or maidens harmed until I have chosen. Let it be known, King Sharaman is merciful in victory.
Trust not a man who has betrayed his master, nor take him into your own service, lest he betray you too. I learned the truth of this to my sorrow, the day that we arrived in Azad as the Sultan's honored guests.
My friend.
My friend, your visit brings joy and honor to my poor and humble dwelling. If only you'd given me time to prepare a proper welcome.
The glories of Azad are famed throughout the world. And yet, the best is yet to come. I give you the Sands of Time. May the friendship between our kingdoms endure as long as time itself.
The sand, why does it glow?
I can tell you. Inside the hourglass is a marvel that no living man has seen. Alas, only the dagger can unlock the sands of time, and it belongs to a greater one than I. A young prince, dearer to his father than all the wealth of India. Perhaps he will oblige.
No! No! Stop!
Is it meant to do this? Alicia Sigataha!
Give me the dagger.
No,
You have unleashed the sands of time. I can undo what you have done. Give it to me.
The prince escaped the vizier with the dagger in hand, but soon found himself trapped by sand creatures in the reception hall. Everyone touched by the sands, including his own father, his generals, and the guards he once knew, had turned into monsters.
each time I struck them down, they rose to fight again. I soon realized that only by taking into my own dagger the sands that possess them, could I liberate them from their monstrous living death.
With the dagger of time in his hands, the prince was protected from becoming a sand creature, while giving him the power to rewind time, slow it down, and see glimpses of what was yet to come. Engaging the creatures in combat, the prince used the dagger to draw the sands back into its hilt. The dagger had a power, the power of destiny, giving visions of the future to its bearer. The prince was unable to resist this power and drawn into a swirling vortex of glowing sand and saw a vision of his own future. Guided by these visions, he ran through collapsing corridors while cutting down enemies in his path. While fighting through shattered halls swarming with sand creatures, the prince remembered a girl shouting at him when the sands were released. He saw her running in the distance, wondering if she was real or merely a trick of his mind.
Give me the dagger.
Who are you?
I am Farah, the daughter of the Maharaja from whom you stole it. This is your doing,
I saw my father turn to sand.
and we will share his fate if you do not give me the dagger to undo what you have done.
Your traitorous vizier used the same words. From now on, I trust no one but myself. Run! Go back to the reception hall. Wait for me there. Go!
The girl, Farah, the daughter of the Maharaja and Princess of India, blamed the prince for unleashing the sands and demanded the dagger to undo what he had done. Remembering the vizier's betrayal, the prince chose to trust no one but himself. He fought off swarms of sand scarabs and headed toward the palace balconies.
The hourglass. What? I did not understand the meaning of what I had just seen, but I knew, with a certainty I could not explain, that those winged creatures had a master. The man who had tricked me into opening the hourglass now had his prize, and for some unknown purpose coveted the dagger as well, would stop at nothing to possess it. Well, I would give him what he sought. I would plunge it into his foul and treacherous heart.
High above, sand vultures carried the hourglass from the throne room to the top of a high tower. Using the Staff of Time, the vizier now commanded the sand creatures to do his bidding. Following a path revealed in his visions, the prince fought through a secret passage and reached Azad's defense system.
Oh, thank God! I was afraid you were one of them! Can you help me activate the Azad defense system? It'll take both of us to do it! I'll reset the axles for you! The man who's normally in charge of this got... Never mind! Ride the platform down to the bottom, then use those two cranks to bring it back up! You see those 4 axles? You'll need to pick them up one by one until you've got all 4. Then bring them up to the top together. Make sure you pick them up in the right order. There's one last step. Do you see that platform? Throw your lever, and I'll throw mine.
What manner of machine is this?
I told you, it's the palace's defense system. Stop wasting time. Throw your lever. For the love of God, what are you waiting for? Those demons might come back at any moment! Ha! We did it! Serve those accursed demons right! Oh, by God, they'll rue the day they ever dared attack the Palace of Azad!
After reactivating the palace defenses, the prince dodged deadly traps and reached a courtyard where a fresh wave of sand creatures lay in wait. He defeated them all. Through the booby-trapped courtyard, the prince scaled the garden walls, evaded lethal blades, and pressed on toward the reception hall, where Farah awaited. When the prince reached the reception hall, Farah was fighting against sand creatures, led by a sand king, who was once the king of Persia before being transformed by the sands. Realizing she could not hold them back, the prince joined her, and together they fought, defeating all the sand guards in the reception hall. But now he had to face the monster that was once his father.
I'm sorry.
Why?
I know what it is to lose a father.
That was not my father.
What are you doing? Stop!
So, this is the thanks I get for saving your life.
You don't understand. I need that dagger to undo.
To undo what I have done. Truly you must think I'm a fool.
You are right to be cautious. But fight as bravely as you may, you cannot defeat this enemy. The sands will spread. They will consume everything. I have heard it said that you are kind as well as brave. Please believe me. Help me find the hourglass.
It is in the Sultan's treasure vault, atop the Tower of Dawn.
How do you know that?
I just know. Come with me then if you insist. But I warn you, I move pretty fast. You'd better keep up. Wait!
And you were worried about me. I'll cover you.
Please don't. You're liable to hit me.
While the prince was dazed by a vision, he caught Farah reaching for the dagger. She pleaded for the dagger to return the sands to the hourglass before they spread and consume everything. They formed an alliance to reach the Sultan's treasure vault in the top of the Tower of Dawn, where the hourglass was hidden. Side by side, the prince and Farah raced across rooftops, leaping from building to building toward their destination.
You're a skinny little thing.
What is this place?
We'll need to find a way down to the bottom.
I can't do that.
Stay there!
I can reach this one. I've got it. Your turn now. Here I am. Now pull the lever. I can reach this one. Your turn now.
They reached a large warehouse, worked together, activating stairs that would lead them to the ground floor. Upon landing on the ground floor, they were ambushed by the sand creatures that appeared from thin air. Farah's arrows struck enemies down, weakening them before the prince's blade delivered the final blow.
Where are we?
This was the Sultan's zoo.
They left the warehouse and emerged into the Sultan's zoo, where more sand creatures awaited. With no time to rest, they fought onward toward the Tower of Dawn.
Birds. I wonder how they they survived the sands.
I don't think they did survive.
As they went further into the zoo, sand vultures descended from above, only to fall beneath Farah's arrows.
Look, a crack!
The fabled menagerie of Azad, the Sultan's pride and joy. It had been one of the wonders of the world. As a child, I dreamed of it and longed to see it with my own eyes. Now it was a place of terror, an abandoned ruin laid waste by the sands of time.
Here I am!
Farah slipped through a narrow opening, while the prince climbed the fabled menagerie of Azad, once a dream of his, now a desolate ruin, in search of a way forward.
Thanks!
Finding the path, the prince lowered a ladder for Farah. Together, they advanced through trapped caves and fought swarms of sand scarabs, clearing the path upward from the zoo.
I almost feel as if I've lived this one. I'll wait here.
The prince climbed to the top of a waterfall, where he was attacked by more vultures. After defeating them, he triggered the switch to open the door that led them into the palace baths, where more enemies awaited.
The baths! I'm all right.
I know. Look! I'm up here!
They fought their way deeper into the baths, confronting another wave of sand creatures. The prince and Farah fought bravely against every monster that attacked them. With the path blocked, their only choice was to go up. The prince scaled the walls to the upper floor, facing deadly traps and waves of brutal sand creatures. Revealed by a vision, the prince saw a powerful blade resting above, the sword of the mighty warrior, capable of shattering stones.
That's not the same sword you had before.
He armed himself with the wall-breaking blade and shattered the walls in his path through cliffs and caverns before reaching the soldiers' mess hall.
There you are. The door's open. I'm going in.
Don't! Wait for me!
Hurry!
A soldier's mess hall. Smell of food still wafted from the kitchen. Scant hours ago, these tables had been filled with men, joking in camaraderie over their evening meal. Just as my father's men do back home in Seraph, at ease because they think themselves safe within the castle walls with no enemy to fight.
Inside the soldiers' mess hall, they encountered sand guards with double-bladed spears and generals with massive swords. They fought side by side, pushing deeper into the mess hall. Guided by the visions, the prince climbed to the top of the mess hall to reach a drawbridge. He deployed a ladder for Farah to climb up, and together they lowered the bridge.
You did it!
They were ambushed by sand guards and sand generals as they tried to cross. The path beyond the bridge led them to a tower.
It stopped! Pull it again!
I think I see how this works. Try pulling yours now.
Now pull the lever.
They worked together, activating a rotating platform that carried them upward.
Running!
They crossed another bridge, fighting off sand vultures.
The switch is broken.
Very funny. Come on, open the gate.
No, I mean it. It's really broken. I'm up here. Down below, there's a great open balcony. Come on, I'll show you. I know where I am. This gate leads to the baths. Do you think you could find your way there?
Of course, finding my way to the baths from here should be easy.
Good. I'll meet you there.
From now on, she'll have to toe the line. That is, assuming I can find her.
The bridge they crossed collapsed behind them. The door locked with Farah on the other side, separating them once again. With no way to reach her, the prince agreed to reunite with her in the palace baths. The prince had no experience in war. He was so eager to prove his worth to his father. In his quest for glory, he had trusted the vizier, opened the hourglass, and lost everyone to the sands. He realized how his arrogance had cost him everything. After battling through sand scarabs and vultures, the prince descended into the depths of an underground waterfall. The prince continued downward to the bottom of the waterfall, fighting off swarms of sand bats as he went deeper into the cave. Multiple waves of bats attacked as he climbed down to the bottom of the waterfall through the cavern of ladders and collapsing ledges. At the bottom, he shattered stones, carving his path until he reached the palace reservoir. The prince ran through a gauntlet of traps to reach a rope that led him back to the surface, where a band of sand creatures was waiting for him. Since being separated, the prince had been thinking of Farah. She appeared in his vision of the future as she made her way forward. Perhaps she was in trouble. He sprinted through a road of deadly traps, reaching the sultan's harem unscathed, only to find a horde of sand creatures awaiting him.
You hear me? Farah?
I'm here. Where are you?
Stay there! I'll come to you!
Help me.
Farah was close. The prince heard her call for help as she was attacked by sand guards. He smashed through walls and doors to reach her. Reunited, they fought together against the sand creatures that attacked them.
Don't leave me. My love. Please don't leave me.
What did you call me?
It doesn't matter. The important thing is, I know how we can reach the Tower of Dawn.
Of course, the hourglass. All right. But this time, stay with me and pay attention. Can't spend all day chasing after you.
Over here!
All right.
We must have come out the wrong side of the baths. We'll need to go back through the royal palace.
All right then. Let's find the way out.
Their path led them to the Hall of Learning, the library. Farah realized they had emerged on the wrong side of the baths, and they had to pass through the royal palace to find the right way. The closer they got to the hourglass, the harder their path became, and the monsters grew stronger. They defeated every sand guard in the library and searched for a way out.
You did it!
Noticing a strange symbol on a pillar, the prince realized it was a light-activated switch.
That kind of game.
Game? She thinks this is a game.
Guided by his last vision, he moved mirrors and lenses, redirecting beams of sunlight onto a switch that unlocked a hidden door.
You opened the gate!
Beyond the door lay another blade, the sword of the Avenging Warrior, a stronger sword that could defeat his enemies even faster. Armed with the new sword, they reached the observatory and killed all the sand guards blocking their way.
Now!
Blocked by a locked door, the prince climbed the observatory to trigger the switch to the door.
The gate's open!
Here I come! Ha ha!
Come on!
All right, you can take the crack.
See you soon! I'm up here!
Try pulling that lever!
Remembering that his last vision warned him of his own death by traps, he navigated the deadliest traps with care and reached the Hall of Learning courtyards.
Here I am! I can't open the gate!
There, he defeated 5 brutal sand generals, scaled the rooftops, killed circling sand vultures, and unlocked the way to the ramparts.
Look! That's the bridge to the Tower of Dawn!
They fought through the ramparts, swarming with the sand creatures, toward the bridge leading to the Tower of Dawn.
I'll see if I can find a way down. I can't open the gate, but there's another one on the other side.
Stay there. I'll climb around.
There's a staircase. I'll meet you.
In my father's palace was a prison much like this. I had never set foot inside. Now here I was, myself a prisoner, seeking an escape.
As the prince moved ahead on the bridge, it collapsed beneath him. Dazed but alive, with few scratches, the prince descended into the depths of the prisons. Alone but fearless, he battled sand warriors and blacksmiths to find a way out.
All right, I've decided. I will marry her. I'll tell her the first chance I get. We made it this far. It's foolish to deny what we both feel.
Separated again from Farah, the prince reflected on how close they had become. The prince scaled the prison walls and climbed on ladders back to the surface, reunited with Farah, and together they fought off another wave of sand monsters.
It's all right. It's me. It's me. Look, at last we're here. The Tower of Dawn.
In his vision, the prince saw Farah stealing the dagger. When he woke up, he found himself in her arms. Suspicious, he checked the dagger. They decided to move ahead, as they were at the bridge to the Tower of Dawn, at last. They crossed the final bridge into the Tower of Dawn, fighting off a flock of sandbirds on the way.
What are you talking about?
Never mind.
Be careful!
Of what? Not everything is a trap, you know.
They activated the elevator that carried them to the top, while an army of sand creatures appeared, attacking them. Together, they fought and defeated them all by the time they reached the top.
The hourglass is nearby. I can feel it.
Feel it how?
I can't explain it.
get on top of the hourglass. You did it! Take the dagger. Strike it into the center of the dome.
My father's army sacked your palace, captured you as a slave.
What?
You have every reason to hate me.
What are you talking about?
Now you want me to trust you.
Go on! There's no time!
Give me the dagger.
The dagger! He must not get the dagger!
I had faced my enemy. I had looked into his eyes, and I had lost everything.
A tomb.
You were there. The dagger was in your hand. Why did you hesitate? You think you're cleverer than everybody, but you're just like the rest of them. Those soldiers, all they can do is fight, destroy. Why did I trust you? Why didn't you trust me? Ow!
Sorry.
Where are you?
I'm right here.
Hold my hand. Don't let go. I didn't mean what I said.
No, you're right. All that's happened is my doing. I wanted honor and glory. I brought this on us.
You are brave and good. If this tomb is to be ours, at least the dagger will be buried with us. And we are together. What is it?
Nothing.
You're trembling.
I just don't like close spaces. There must be some way out of here.
When I was small, my mother taught me a secret word. She said that when I was afraid, all I had to do was speak that word, and a magic door would open. I've never told that to anybody.
I can see why. It's the most childish thing I've ever heard of. What was the word?
Kakolukia.
Kakolukia. You did that, didn't you? Farah? Ho!
It's beautiful. Come on.
Kakolukia. Was it real, that magical cavern? If it was a dream, then it was a dream we both shared. I know it was. Oh no.
The prince reached the top of the hourglass. He had the chance to restore the sands back to the hourglass. But in the last moment, he hesitated, giving the vizier a chance to attack them. They escaped to a tomb and shared a moment of love. The prince woke up alone in the tomb, wondering whether it was a dream or real. He realized too late that Farah, along with the dagger and his sword, was gone, leaving her medallion of time behind. Now, wielding the sword of the enlightened warrior, the blade that could kill sand creatures with a single strike, the prince fought his way back to the top of the tower. The prince chased Farah toward the top of the tower, climbed walls and pillars, fighting off sand bats, and reached a broken platform with swarming sand creatures. With the new blade, it was an easy battle.
Farah! Come back!
She must be using a dagger.
Farah, be careful! Don't use up all the sand!
You may wonder why only the prince, Farah, and the vizier remained human, while the sands transformed everyone else, even the animals, into the sand creatures. They were protected by the artifacts of time. The medallion of time protected Farah. The dagger of time protected the prince, while giving him control over time. And the staff of time protected the vizier, while giving him control over the sand creatures. The prince continued his climb upward along the tower's perilous edges, battling more sand guards and bats. The prince pursued Farah back to the Tower of Dawn, attempting to dissuade her from using the remaining sands and the dagger. At the top of the tower, the prince found Farah surrounded by the fearsome sand generals.
Farah, no!
Farah fell, sacrificing herself so the prince could take the dagger. There were no sands left in the dagger to rewind time. It was too late to save Farah. The prince, heartbroken and fueled by grief over Farah's death, destroyed all the remaining sand generals.
From here next time. Bravely I had fought and slain my enemies. Honor and glory were mine. But though I fight until the desert sands themselves were red with blood, I could not bring back the dead. No. No.
The girl is unimportant. Give me the dagger, and I will give you power. Eternal life will be yours.
Live forever, when those I loved are dead and I to blame. I choose death. Do not be afraid. This belongs to you.
The dagger of time. But it is locked away within my father's treasure vault. How?
Most people think time is like a river that flows swift and sure in one direction. But I have seen the face of time, and I can tell you, they are wrong. Time is an ocean in a storm. You may wonder who I am and why I say this. Sit down, and I will tell you the tale like none that you have ever heard. No further. I am the sun, and that is why I have come. To warn you and your father to arrest this treacherous vizier before he betrays you and brings ruin on us all. His signal is a flaming arrow shot into the air. Prevent him, and my father's army will know the traitor has been unmasked. They will turn back.
A wild tale indeed. I have a simpler version. A Persian soldier, lusting for glory, entered the chambers of the Maharaja's daughter and was slain by me. Your Highness, for your own safety, I suggest you flee. I will handle this intruder.
What sorcery is this? Stop this at once!
My lady, he came here to abduct you. Surely you do not believe him.
He will betray you! All will happen as I have foretold.
How inventive. Do not forget, he is a Persian soldier.
What I told you is no story. It happened. I mean... It will happen!
Let him be brought before my father. He will judge. Vizier, I have commanded you to stop. Do you disobey?
I've taken orders long enough from a senile fool and a sniveling brat. Your father was a great warrior in his youth, or so he would have the world believe. A pity his son does not take after him. And then again, perhaps father and son are alike. It would appear that both share a taste for easy plunder.
You waste your breath. What little you possess.
Did you really think you could defeat me?
Careful. Don't tire yourself.
No man was left in Azad. All had been consumed by the sands. The prince triggered the grand rewind, sending the sands back into the hourglass. Time reverted to the night before Persia's invasion of Maharaja's palace. Awakening with the dagger in hand and all memories intact, the prince sneaked into Farah's room and told her their story, preventing a war that could have begun because of one man's evil ambition. Suffering from an illness with no cure, the vizier planned to use the powers of the dagger and the hourglass to gain immortality. The prince exposed his treachery to Farah, making his plan useless. Now he intends to kill the prince and emerge as a hero in the eyes of India.
And so it ends. How will the Maharaja feel when he finds his only daughter slain by the son of his enemy? Do you have any last words you wish me to communicate to the princess before I kill her? Words of love, perhaps? I could have been immortal.
Then it's true. He was a traitor.
Take this. Return it to your father's treasure vault. Guard it well.
I owe you thanks. But why did you invent such a fantastic story? Do you think me a child, that I would believe such nonsense? I said I owe you thanks. You presume too much. Such a fantastic story. Do you think me a child, that I would believe such nonsense?
You're right. It was just a story.
Wait! I don't even know your name.
Just call me Kakulukia.